Yeah, we do. And it's fun just to get around and have dessert and socialize, isn't it? In a few minutes, I'm going to let Heidi have the microphone. But first, I have to tell my jokes, you know. That's how I roll at home, too. And standard procedure. But I thought it would just be fun to get together. And I said, let's do a comedy night. Because, you know, as a pastor, I'm kind of restricted on what I can share on Sunday mornings. And I have to I feel like God's called me to keep it a little more focused on the Word of God. So it's kind of nice once in a while to kind of get out and just kind of be free to just share what's on my mind. And that's what I'm going to do for a few minutes tonight. And my dad is actually, I grew up in a family where we love to laugh. And my dad is a really great storyteller. And so he had a favorite joke. I've heard this joke a lot of times, and I still love the joke. It's deep, but I've never been able to work it into a sermon. So I have been, I set this evening up because Heidi was like, we need to do like a fundraiser or something, you know, for our trip to Bulgaria. I said, let's do a comedy night. And I thought, I'm going to be able to tell my dad's joke. That's what this whole thing is at. So let's start the evening with, in honor of my father. When I was a kid, he asked me the question, Eric, do you know what innuendo is? I said, no, Dad, I don't know what innuendo is. He said, well, it's an Italian suppository. And yeah, I don't know why. So there you go. That's why I have the problems that I have in my life. I actually had to write some notes here because I can't tell all my jokes from memory. So here's what I want to do tonight. I wanted to share a little bit about different stages of my life. I want to begin from when I was a kid. Probably my earliest memory as a child was just nestled with my mother reading this little reader called Little Pig. I don't really remember any of the words in the book. I just remember the pictures of this little pig. And it got me thinking, and I see there's quite a few kids in the audience today. I want to warn you something about something that there's a lot of propaganda out there. A lot of propaganda. You learn things, and maybe it's, you know, the parents of millennials who do this, but I thank you guys, right? But people will tell you things that are just crazy, like you can be whatever you want to be. I wanted to be a rocket ship. And they didn't accept me in college because I put that on what I wanted to do. I don't know why. I don't know why, right? You can't really be whatever you want to be. There's restrictions. Or just believe in yourself. Anybody heard that? You just have to believe in yourself. And I believed in myself. I climbed a tree. I climbed a really high tree. And I believed in myself so much that I failed to recognize that I was too high up. And I fell out of this tree as a kid. Now, I don't know about the rest of you, but I think one of the most fascinating things about being a kid is your complete lack of awareness at how in danger your life is most of the time. Isn't it wonderful? I remember falling out of this big maple tree, and I hit a branch, and I hit another branch, and I hit another branch, and I just kept breaking through branches until I finally fell right into the middle of kind of the crevasse where the tree came together. And I look up, and I kind of dusted myself off a little bit, like, woo, well, that didn't go well, you know, just clueless that I could have died. And I turned around, and my dad was running towards me. And I remember thinking, man, he's running really fast. I wonder why. But isn't that a great part of being a kid, is that you're just oblivious. And so I had to learn from a very young age, you can't just do whatever you put your mind to. It's good to have some working knowledge of trees and rotting branches and things of that nature. Here's one. Money can't buy you happiness, kids, right? Unless it can buy you candy, which makes you happy. Science has proven it. Well, we just busted that myth. Never give up on your dreams. That's what you're praying. Oh, never give up on your dreams. Unless your dream is staying up later than your bedtime. Then your parents are like, you can go ahead and give up on that dream. In fact, right? And it's like this nightly reminder to you to give up on that dream. What you really need is more dreams. Your parents are like, you know what? The problem is you just need more dreams. And which reminds me that when you wake up with a nightmare, that's what I always tell my kids, don't give up on your dreams. You just go back to sleep, see how that one works out. That's what right? Don't give up on that, buddy. That might be a good one in the end. One of my favorites is, how do you know you like it or you don't like it unless you try it? Anybody ever tell their kids that? How do you know you don't like it unless you try it, right? Which is fine until you try smoking a cigarette butt that somebody left in the bushes at a McDonald's, and all of a sudden everybody acts like you killed a puppy, you know?